Hello YouTube, the Gun Nut here. It's another great day to be an American. Let freedom reign. Today I'm going to share some results that I achieved recently with my son's Ruger American in 243 Winchester. And I was shooting hand loads with 87 grain VMAX powered by IMR 4451. So a little bit about the gun before we move on to what loads we used. So this is a basic Ruger American in 243 Winchester. It has a inexpensive Cabela's scope. It's a 3 to 12 power scope, and for the accuracy testing we're shooting at 12 power. And other than that, it has this chin riser on it because I don't really like the stock height. Overall I don't like the stock very much on these Ruger Americans. I'd like to upgrade it, and I know that Boyd's has them, so maybe we'll do that at some point. But this is my oldest son's deer rifle, and I've been trying to develop a load actually for long-range varmiting. So that's the subject of today. So I wanted to try out IMR 4451 because I found that it has worked good as an H4350 supplement replacement in a few other calibers like 6.5 Creedmoor. So I looked for load data, and that was the one problem I had, is I didn't see anything specifically for the 87 grain VMAX. So the data I was able to find was only in the Hodgdon manual, since IMR 4451 is a fairly recent powder. And the data that I used to go with was for the 90 grain Spear soft point. That's the closest thing I could find to 87 grains. So that recommended a maximum load of 40.5 grains. Below that at 85 grains, the maximum load was 43.8 grains, which is significantly higher. And at 95 grains with the nozzler partition, we see a maximum charge of 41.8, which was also higher. So I did find that very peculiar, but I didn't want to venture too far off the beaten path. So I went with the more conservative data to start. And I started at 39 grains and went up to 41 grains in half grain increments. So 41 is technically above the 40.5 max, but like I showed with other bullets, both lower grain and higher than the 90 grain Spear, it showed higher loads. So again, I was using IMR 4451 powder and the 87 grain Hornady VMAX. Just give you a quick look at what these look like. That 87 grain VMAX is a boat tail bullet with a tip. Very nice looking bullet. So I loaded those in Starline brass unfired with Winchester large rifle primers to an overall length of 2.650 inches. And I think a couple people have asked me about overall lengths in some other videos, because I realized I've been neglecting to provide that information on the load. So starting at 39 grains, we had 4 shots going to 0.80 inches. So not a bad start. 39 grains, we had an average velocity of 2672, very low for this bullet. Extreme spread of 34.99 and a standard deviation of 16.7. Moving on up to 39.5 grains, we had 4 shots going to 1.10 inches. The average velocity bumped up to 2706 with an extreme spread at 28.43 and a standard deviation of 14.14. At 40 grains, we had 4 shots going to 1.57 inches, so things kind of started to fall apart there. Velocity also did not increase much. It went to average velocity to 27.14, extreme spread of 27.43, with a standard deviation of 11.87. So that was a pretty good standard deviation. At 40.5 grains, we saw the 4-shot group go into 1.02 inches. At 40.5 grains, we bumped up a little more in velocity to 27.75 feet per second. Still not anywhere near what I was hoping to get for velocity. Extreme spread of 38.05 and a standard deviation of 17.02. And then the last group of the day, which was also a decent sized group, we had 4 shots going to 0.80 inches at 41 grains. So we see things starting to tighten up a bit. You didn't even get to 2,800 feet per second though. We had an average velocity of 27.95 feet per second, an extreme spread of 19.37, which was good, and a standard deviation of 10.44, also pretty decent. So these loads were tested for accuracy at 100 yards. It was 72 degrees Fahrenheit. It was cloudy, and there was 10 to 15 mile per hour winds. Overall, we did see some good potential with IMR 4451 as far as accuracy and standard deviation. However, our velocities were quite low. I would expect to shoot this 87 grain bullet somewhere at least over a tad over 3,000 feet per second. So I think we have room to increase the load and maybe bump it up. Let's take a look at the brass, see if we saw any pressure signs. So taking a look at the brass, there's basically 0 signs of any pressure in any of those. Left being the lowest powder, and then going up by the half grain increments, and this one being the most. But there are very little signs of pressure, no pressure signs at all. And I believe we still have a fair amount of room to go up on this. I wish I could find more info on this powder with this bullet. I do believe we could go up some with this powder and attain higher velocities. Again, I'd like to get at least 3,000 feet per second, but still get good accuracy and standard deviation. I don't want to deviate too far from published load data, but I am looking for feedback you guys may have if you've tried or have sources that show for 87 grain VMAX we can go up higher with this IMR 4451. Thinking I might try going up at least another grain. Don't know if that's really going to get me a whole lot further to 3,000 feet per second. I might need 2 more grains. But I really like to get your guys' feedback so I don't blow my head off. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found this data useful. If you did, please like and subscribe. You guys be safe out there.